Hi and welcome to Less Pedaling. This video is covering replacing your brake pads. My bike particularly has Ultegra hydraulic brakes, but it's pretty much the same for any hydraulic brakes. Even cable brakes are fairly similar. Take cable discs anyway. So yes, for this project you'll need the new pads, obviously, a small flathead screwdriver, a tiny screwdriver or pick or something just to get the little tiny bit out, some brake cleaning agent, and a 7mm spanner. It's also handy to have a rag as well. So you join me with the back wheel out. I thought there's no point in teaching you how to suck eggs. I'm sure anybody who's about to attempt this already knows how to remove their own back wheel, so I thought there's not much point in going through that. But yeah, it just remains to be said really to make sure when you're dealing with the back brakes like this, make sure the area that you're working on is completely clean. That's the most important thing, because obviously you don't want to contaminate the new pads. And then using the small screwdriver, as we've discussed earlier, just undo that little silver bolt. So I'm just about to unscrew the bolt, but what I haven't shown you is the split pin at the back that you have to take off first. I didn't include that, unfortunately, but it's quite easy to remove, and that's what you'll need the tiny screwdriver or pick to take off. Then you just gently tease, once you've taken the bolt out, remove the pads nice and gently, and then just take out that middle, I don't even know what it's called, it's like a little spring really. As you can see, my pads are absolutely worn through. So these are 2.5 years old. They are the original pads. Next, it's a good idea to clean the whole area, clean the whole fitting, and I'm using Muck Off disc brake cleaner. It's probably not necessary to use anything quite so specific, but I would check your user manual to see what's the recommended liquid or whatever for cleaning your specific brakes. It will say in there, but I'd say you probably will be fine with Muck Off disc brake cleaner or any other kind of disc brake cleaner that's recommended for bicycles. What I have found out is Shimano are phasing out the type of pads that I had in my bike originally. So the new pads are BPLO5ARF. They're exactly the same, but this is just what they've renamed them. Whether it's because they've changed all the new 105s and whatnot, I'm not sure, group sets and that. So these have replaced, or will be replacing, the LO3A pads. So I've been told on good authority that there's no difference between the two. Whether there's any improvement in braking materials or anything like that, I'm sure there might be, but I don't have any details of any of that. All I know is that they fit absolutely fine. They seem to make no difference at all as far as fitting goes. Performance wise, obviously I haven't tried them, so I can't comment on that at the moment, but hopefully they'll be just as good, and I'm sure they will be. At this point you get your new pads and you get the little, it's like a little spring that sits, it can only go one way, and obviously you marry them both up. Make sure first of all that you've got both the pads round the correct way. They are left and right, and the left would be if you look at your bike from the rear towards the handlebars, and then that'll be your left and right. So make sure you got the right one in the right side. I am struggling to put these in because what I haven't done is made sure that there's clearance inside the caliper itself. So you've got the two drums inside, and what I haven't done is undone the little nipple sort of bolt to release a bit of brake fluid so that the drums can be flush. Once you've done that and the drums are nice and flush with the caliper, then you can then try again and get both the pads to fit. They should fit okay this time. Just to clarify, I used a 7mm spanner with a bit of pipe on top and then pushed the cylinders out from inside the caliper to let a bit more brake fluid out. Obviously you won't need to catch the brake fluid very carefully, not to get it on your hands as well. And you could see in the video where I took the little tube out, that was what that was for. Okay, so it's all clean now. I always take these nuts right off, find it a bit easier. Make sure that's around the right way. It's a bit easier this time because I've got no chain. There we go. Side on first. You don't have to, you can do it either way, it doesn't matter. Just do that up hand tight. You can do it on the floor also. So make sure that that is hanging down, and also make sure that bit, you've got that little ridge piece right at the bottom. What I do is I do them hand tight and then I put it on the floor and do it up properly. But anyway, so let's just take it quickly off the stand. Okay, so that's all back on, as you can see, spinning freely. And just connect this back up. On these there's little arrows, there's an arrow at the top and an arrow on that one. Marry those up. And then poke it all back in there. There we go. This then brings us to the front wheel, which is exactly the same process again, apart from the fact you got the through axle, apart from instead of the individual bolts on the back wheel. Other than that, it's exactly the same system, exactly the same process. Everything's identical basically. So I will just whip through the video of this quite quickly, just to show you basically what I've done, but like I say, it's just repeat what you did on the back wheel basically. For this video, if you've liked this one, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and also if you like these maintenance videos, check out our channel where there's more of the same. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.